this part of the program is to install the new calendar and also uninstall the old calendar if it wasn't previously installed. So I'm just going to create a new folder. I'm going to call this old. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to back up any calendars that I have installed already. I already know where I installed the last one, which was in the calendar folder. And these were the initialization files. As you can see, these have things I don't want to lose because it took me a long time to create these. So I'll go ahead and I'll highlight them. I'll hold Control down. I'll grab these with the left mouse button and drag them into that folder, and I copy them. When I'm done, everything in this folder will be gone. What I've noticed is it leaves the initialization files. I don't want to take a chance on losing them. So the first thing I'll do is go to Add or Remove Programs, and it's right here. I don't use this window to do this. I use Programs and Features. And I know that this one was installed as Setup Calendar right here. So this one I would uninstall. And now I can close this, and you'll notice it took the desktop icon off, the shortcut, and all the files have disappeared inside of here except for the initialization files. So that's good that it left those, so I don't really need this old copy. But it was good to go ahead and have for backup. So now I will go ahead and reinstall the new one in this same folder. I'll close this. All I have to do is run the setup, but I want to run it as administrator. And it just goes through the wizard. I want to use this count. That's the default. I'm just selecting everyone, and it will install it. And now I can go back over here. It actually created an icon for me, and you can see that it put the files back in here. But now it's the new version of the software. The INI folders are still there, so I don't really need this backup. So I can delete it. And I'm just leave this open so I can show you I'll create a new one in here when I start this. You might as well test the program out after you've created, just to make sure it works. So the first thing is this. These are here. They work. These are here. This is the C++ things I had done. Constitution stuff I added. I thought that was pretty neat. I have these files here that I've added. I got a real important thing about, I'm going to mention about this in a few minutes. I've got all these things, and I've added all the way down to here and to here. And I'm going to add one more because I might as well. But I'll have to give some information, and I'll add it at the end of this video. I don't want this to take too long. But I'll go ahead and create a new one just to see if it works. Test file 1. Add a few things in here. Got change a date to today. I'm not good at spelling stuff, but it's something like that. I'll go ahead and update that. Uh, and let's just see if it's saved. I probably had that one into there somewhere. I mean, I can go get images and stuff and prove it, but I don't think I have to at this point. Let's just see if the file worked. So there's that. There's that. Yep, that's today. And then here's that. I can edit the file. I can do all kinds of stuff. I'll create another one with too many characters just to see if it works. It should. Um, at this point, you can see I'm just testing it to make sure that it works. And it looks like it works. I'll go back to here. 2 extra. That works. And rows. So that one works. That was this one. And then I'll create another with a character I know it's not supposed to be able to use, and that works. It's not supposed to have anything that ends with a period, so we'll get rid of this too. So it's that. It also can't have anything that that cannot be your file name. Double period cannot be your file name. So I know those. So that seems to work. You're not supposed to have certain things as file names. That's a reserved name. 2 is a reserved name. Aux is a reserved name for auxiliary. That's a reserved name. But you can, name it as in sound. That'll work because that's not a reserved name. So that seems to be okay. Oh, and then the other thing was hello, like that. Let's see if it takes that in there. Update that. And where's it at? It's right here. It looks like it took because you can see the ampersand in here, and it looks like it works. Looks like it works. If I were to go and edit the file, where's it at? Right here. So I put the file name in there. So it looks like it works. So that's your software. If you want to use it, you can use it. It's giveaway software. It's free. It shows a good working model for software that does work. I'm not an expert in it. I have been writing software for, some 20 something years in LabVIEW. I've just branched out to C++ and C Sharp. I have, used Python, but I'm becoming proficient in C Sharp and in C++ now. So have a good day.